Very quickly, I just want to talk about how you find the data to do our project for this course. Um, I would like you to go to zax.com. Now, I used to use Yahoo Finance for this, but they have since um, profitized their site. So now it costs money if you want to get financial statements from Yahoo Finance. But this is where we're going to go now. It is free. When you log into zax.com, it will ask you if you want to sign up for an account. You don't have to. We're just going to go to this quote box up here, and you're going to enter the quote for your company. However, it is free, and I think throughout your um, journey through Thomas More. This site might provide some decent information about companies and things that you are investigating. So, again, that's up to you. You don't have to sign up. As I said, it is free. So you're going to come to this website and you're going to put in a ticker symbol, and it will search for the company. So obviously you'll click on the company. And a website comes up that has this company's information. So we want to initially here, at least for this first exercise, we want to get to the financial statements. So if you scroll down, the first thing you'll find is income statements, balance sheet, cash flow. Just start with the top one, pick the income statement. Now you want to make sure that we are doing annual returns and not quarterly returns. So if you look across here, these are all numbers, obviously. Unfortunately, they don't have a download function, right? If you go down here, there's no way that I found that you can download this easily into Excel. So we're just going to highlight. So highlight the data, right? So you highlight the data, copy it, and then you're going to have your worksheet open, the case worksheet. This will say something different. I think this will say Finance 630 case. But you go to the top line, and all you're going to do is copy. So when you copy this, one of the things that's a little weird, for some reason it messes this up. So you need to oops, I'm sorry, I don't want to go too far over there. All you're going to do is delete and move this over, right? So here we have our dates are now over the top. Now the challenge is we want to look for trends, and trends move to the right, but this data moves to the left. So all you're going to do is when we're done here, we're going to have to make some changes to this. So let's go back to the website, and now we want to do the balance sheet. And you're just going to repeat this again for the balance sheet. Again, it takes a second to load up here. And again, just do the exact same thing. You just copy it. Copy. Now we're coming over here, back over here, find the bottom here somewhere. Give it a space or two and copy. Again, you have to move this to the right. Okay, so I'm not going to do, you'll do the exact same thing with the cash flow statement. So I don't want to do everything here. So again, this is just not a company that you'll be looking with. So we need to now set up this spreadsheet. So again, it does trending to the right. So all you do is you take this column. When you have the three statements there, take this column. You're just going to delete it, move over to B here, and if you do a right click, you'll insert the cut cells. Over here. X, got to delete. Move over to C now. Insert the cut cells. And continue. X, over here, cut cells. Oops, and I screwed that up. Let me go back. Insert cut cells. And then we got one more to do. X, move over here, and insert cut cells. So now we have the data goes from left to right. All you need to do now is just go over here, and we want to assign this date to this line. And when you do that, it didn't work this time again. I think this is because of that initial formatting thing. Just copy this over so that you have the dates. So now your task is going to be to find and calculate these ratios for the companies. You have a couple of weeks to get this done. But you're just going to, again, from the spreadsheets that you pull over or from the statements, these are the ratios that we're going to analyze while we're analyzing this company. So that's the essence of this first report. Now, there is one other thing that I'm going to ask you to do, and unfortunately, Zax doesn't do this, but Yahoo Finance does. So if we go to finance.yahoo, and this exercise, we're going to do this a couple of times. Oops, did I spell it right? .com. Wait for it to pop up. Here we go. So again, we need to do the same thing. You need to find your company, and you do tap. In my case, you'll do your company, of course. And of course, this company is listed at the top of the research paper. So you just hit enter. Close this ad. All right. So now, where's course? It's coming. It's taking time. Not like I don't have time. Need time. Come on, go. Now we go. Okay. So again, there's several things that you can find here. Lots of information, just like at Zax. Maybe different format, different ways to find things. So again, it's not a bad place, but they have started to monetize the site. So financials are sometimes hard to get. So what we want to talk about is going to historical data. So if you click on historical data, there's some information that we need. We need historical prices. We don't want daily prices, and we want time. So what I would suggest you do is do the max. Click on that. So next you'll see this goes back clear to 1975. Of course, we don't need to go back that far. We want historical prices, and you're going to look at, we're going to do monthly, because the thing that you're going to look for, and then you will apply. Now, this gives us a listing of all the prices monthly from here on out. So essentially, we want year-end prices. So if you notice when we did this spreadsheet, the date is 12/31. So you want the price as close to 12/31 as you can get. So let's go back here and see. So 12/31/20 is what we want. So if you go down here, you'll find there's no 12/30, but there's always one very close to January 1. We want this price right here, the adjusted close price. And again, you can look up what adjusted close means. It just adjusts it for things like dividend splits, etc. So it's $49.80. And then you'll do the same thing for January 1 down here. Excuse me, January excuse me, I gotta go down a couple. 2020. So you're going to record or type these into the market price line that is on these ratios. So somewhere down here is a place for market price. Right here. So you put that in there for market price. Another thing that you might be interested in is dividends per share. Now in the spreadsheets, what they typically give you is earnings per share, but you want dividends per share. You can get the exact same data, just switch, excuse me, I went too far, historical prices, switch it to dividends only. Apply. Now that will give us then only the dividends. Now here's where it gets a little bit funky, right? We want to try to match up dividends as best we can. So if you notice, especially over the last 2 years because of COVID, etc., they have switched up. Some companies have missed dividends, etc. But if you go down a ways, right, we're going to look for years, right? So here's in 2020, they only paid one dividend. In 2019, they paid 4 dividends. So again, we do need to recognize, right, that these 4 are 1 year. Then the next 4 and the next 4. But this year, 2020 is going to be a messed up year for most companies. You might not see 4 dividends. You might only see 1. And of course, that's going to have an impact when we're talking about dividends. So what I would do is, again, just try to find by the year the dividends paid. Typically, there'll be 4. Last year and even up through this year, it's a little bit off. You're going to record, again, those dividends are going to be recorded here under dividends per share. Don't forget, though, the most recent 2020 is way out here. And that's how you're going to set up, at least initially from Yahoo Finance and Zacks, that's how you'll set up some of the data to do the analysis for this company. So again, you have a couple of weeks to get this done. Use formulas, please. It's pretty simple. If you know the current ratio formula, you just need to do this 1 year and then copy it across. So you don't need to do all the formulas. You just do one and copy across. If you have questions, surely in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to ask those questions. But this is how we're going to do the project.